Hello guys, it's me Zain, and today I'm gonna steal an idea because I trick you into thinking that my channel is okay and it's creative, but it's not. The story goes like I am not a YouTube video watcher if it comes to orchid videos because I'm just a bitch and I don't do my homework. The only thing I do when someone posts a video and I'm, for example, working or doing something easy and fun, I usually watch that video right away. But usually I don't watch them. This happens to me really often that I binge watch them. For example, after 2 weeks I binge watch every videos which I've missed in those 2 weeks, and I just get all the knowledge and my brain like a sponge absorbs everything. That's why my head is so big. And you know, I was watching YouTube videos yesterday while I was working. Okay, I was just listening to them and I've seen a really good idea, and bitch, I'm gonna steal that. It was a video from Roger Frampton and it was titled as a game. It was something like a game, and basically the video idea was that he had some buds in his collection and the game was that the commenters had to guess which one's gonna bloom first and the second and so on. Well, here I am, stealing the idea, but all the credit goes to Roger Frampton, Roger's Orchids channel. You can find a link down in the description box and all the shit. So it's not my idea, but bitch, I'm stealing it. Today I'm gonna do the same game. So here are my orchids with me, which are in bud right now, some of them which are in bud right now, not all of them. Your thing, what you have to do after watching this video is to go down and write a comment and write the order of the orchids, what you think which is going to be the first to open and then the second and then the last. So I'm gonna list all these orchids down in the description box if you will forget, but I'm gonna list here somewhere in the video maybe. Enough blabbing, Zain. Ew! So all the orchids here are from different genera, which makes it a little bit harder, but you know, we're just having fun, so I don't care if you get them wrong, it's just fun. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna show here today is a peasant with only a one bud. Okay, so this is a peasant which has in the genes summer blooming species as well, not only the complex hybrid regular Phalaenopsis genes, so it's a summer bloomer rather than a spring bloomer. Therefore it creates less buds, not like all the showy flower spikes, nothing like that. Still we have a long flower spike and still the shape of the flower is close to that, but also it's close to the summer blooming species. Well, I have only one bud because there were 4 buds created on the spike, but 3 blasted because I was moving it in the wrong time. So this is what we've got here right now. So this is not a huge flower, I'm telling you this because if you know this information you can guess how much it still has to grow, and guessing by your experience of Phalaenopsis and guessing by the bud size, well, maybe you can tell how much it takes for him to bloom. So I'm gonna show you from closer this bud. Okay, so now you can see the bud is still not arranging itself correctly, but it's starting to have this bottom part leaning down, and also you can already see the pattern showing through these sepals which gonna open in the near future. So this is the first candidate in this game. This is my NoID Phalaenopsis. Try to guess when it's going to bloom. What we gonna do without this Cattleya? So this is the second competitor, let's say. I'm not sure how should I call them, but actually I made a video about it. When I thought I fucked these buds up, well, that was a funny video, and I used the sheath scarf on this Cattleya, which is a fashionable product, and if you didn't get yours you can still get it at zainssheathscarf.com. These are the buds right now. They are starting to be super saturated and dark, and this is the size. Here is my hand for size reference, and this is how they are actually growing. And well, I'm really happy that this Cattleya is blooming again because it was blooming in the autumn time, and so far I thought this is only a once a year bloomer, but it turns out it is not. So it is the first year that it creates a second pseudobulb, a second cane, and a second set of buds. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm happy for that, and I'm curious to see if it's going to start to grow a new set of canes again and it will bloom in the autumn again, or it will just skip this year and it will bloom again in the springtime. I'm really curious to see that. Well, yeah, it's a mini Cattleya, so the buds won't be like super huge, and if you want to see the blooms for size reference, you can check the blooms out in a video which I made like in the past. So this is competitor number 2. I don't want to remain in the same genus, so we're moving to the Oncidium, or rather Oncidium type intergeneric genus. Oncidium, no, it's not an Oncidium, Miltonidium, something like that, Bartley Schwartz. How I love this orchid, oh my god. This is a pretty bushy plant, as you can see. Honestly, I don't know what's his deal, because it wasn't blooming for like 2 years for me after the repot, and well, the pseudobulbs are still wrinkly, they are not getting fully hydrated. I don't know why is this happening. Maybe I will repot this guy again after it is done blooming, but luckily it created a flower spike. Let's say it's a mediocre flower spike, because it can create more buds than this, not a whole lot more, but definitely a few buds more. Here is the flower spike. I have like 5 buds on this flower spike. These are still rather small, but it's growing rather fast. I'm curious to see when it's gonna bloom, and I cannot wait for these flowers because the fragrance is just something to die for, bitch. It has the old bubblegum type of fragrance. I just love it. It reminds me of my childhood. This bitch decided to throw up this spike, this mediocre spike, but still I'm good for that. If I see blooms, I'm happy. So this is the competitor number 3. I should not say numbers to these orchids, because maybe it will cause confusion in the know-it-all section below this video. I'm just going to say the names here, and you will have to write the order down in the know-it-all section, which is working perfectly because all the know-it-alls are there. Wink wink. My next orchid fish, it's another type again, because you know, I want wide variety here. This bitch is here. It's called an Epidendrum radicans hybrid. I'm sure it's not the pure radicans, because I bought it as a pure radicans, but those blooms are not pure species blooms, because I've seen them. No, this is arguably a species, and this is the plant. I have this new growth, this new cane on it this year, and it decided to bloom. I thought it's not gonna bloom because it was attacked by spider mites. In the summertime I cured it, it was all good, and then in the winter time it was growing slowly. I wasn't giving it too much light. I thought, okay, it was attacked, it was in shock, it won't bloom, I don't care, maybe a little less light is going to be enough for this guy to get healthy again. And what surprise, Zane, you get flowers. So I was really happy when I saw that this guy started to create some flower spikes. So yeah, this is the radicans season right now, and since they are blooming for a long time, because after the first flush of blooming another set of bud will be created, I'm gonna curious how long it will be in bloom. Only the tips of the buds is starting to show the color, but the sides are still green, so there is still a time for them to go. The funny thing is, all of these orchids I showed you will have red flowers. I mean, somewhat red. The Bartley Schwartz will have somewhat white in it. This is a pure red one, the Cattleya is a pure red one, and the Phalaenopsis, which I showed you, it will have brownish, reddish pattern on it. So it's the red season. Red is the color of the horse and blood, so yeah. Well, and my last plant, you guessed it. This is the Vanda, which I'm going to show you, and this is my white Vanda without any reds. Okay, so this is my white Vanda. It's just a Vanda NoID Vanda hybrid. So there is no red in it. Oh, you dear. It's red season. Why are you blooming? Please stop. Okay, not. I want these blooms. I really want these blooms. It's gonna have a shitload of flowers. Like last time I had like maybe 2 or 3 flowers on it. I was going on a vacation and it started to create a flower spike, and when I get back home the flower spike was covered in pests, and well, I managed to get rid of them, but since those pests did their damage, I didn't get to enjoy the blooms for a too extended period of time, which wasn't really great, but you know, flowers are flowers. So I can see already quite a few buds showing on this spike. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shit, that's a good spike. Now my dream is to have 2 spikes at once on this one. I'm always pushing my limits. I'm not satisfied like ever. I want more. This is what keeps me pushing. So it's a way of living, you know. Let's forget about that. So I'm gonna show you from closer this spike. So this is the spike and this is the size of these blooms. So they are still rather tiny, but you get the idea how big these flowers are. And I can tell you that these white Vanda flowers are not the hugest Vanda flowers, are not like those typical big, for example, the Pachara, Blue Pachara Delight has like huge blooms, while this doesn't have those huge blooms. But these are the buds that I can show you. They are definitely somewhere in the middle of their evolution from being just a nubbin to being an open flower. So yeah, these are all the 5 orchids which I'm entering into this game for you. Your job is that find my know-it-all section below and write a list, write an order. What do you think, in what order will these flowers open, will these orchids bloom for me? It's just a fun game. It's your time to think about these flowers. I'm just gonna put this back. What a refreshment we're having here after my video. The orchids that hate me and they don't want to bloom like ever. Here are the orchids which are actually want to bring me joy. So this is my video for today and I hope you liked it. If you liked it, well, click on the like button, leave a comment down in my know-it-all section. What do you think about this order? And also you can subscribe to this channel. If you subscribe to this channel, you can see which is going to be the first to bloom and the second to bloom, because I'm going to show you all of them. And you can subscribe to my other channel, you can follow me on Instagram, and see you next time. Bye guys!